This is not like my normal videos, because in my normal videos, I talk about fixing the world, things that are wrong with the world, the problems of the world, and this video is about something far, far, far more important than this world. It's about religion. And religion is far more important than anything. In your beliefs, the belief you have concerning religion is more important than all of your other beliefs combined. So, I'd like to share with you my story on how I came to my religion. And even if you are non-Muslim, if you're Muslim or non-Muslim, you can still learn so much from this story. And in it, I will explain why I have this idea of fixing the world and why I put so much emphasis on it. Up until maybe around 7 years old, when I was around 7 years old. Up until then, I believed in God. I believed in heaven. I didn't know much about organized religion, but I did believe in God, definitely. I remember it, as naturally humans do. But I didn't know much about Christianity or Islam or Judaism or any of these religions. However, something changed when I was 7 years old to maybe like 8 or 9 years old. And it changed my life, then for the worse. I became an atheist. So I was not like trained. I didn't know how to respond to the atheists and with their questions about God, which make no sense, and their questions which are meant to be refutations of a God existing, are just so terrible. But I didn't know that, so I was able to be easily influenced. And someone in my family, I won't say exactly who, was an atheist, and I would spend a lot of time with him. So I got influenced a lot. So I would kind of mock the idea of a God sometimes. And I would mock people who believed in God. There was one time where I was playing a game, Roblox, right? Because when you don't believe in God, your desires go crazy. You just do whatever you want. So I was just doing whatever I want. I was playing video games. And there are people in the Roblox server who are arguing about the existence of God. At least I'm pretty sure they were arguing. I don't think this was an actual question that the person was asking like, genuinely. But the one person asked the other person through like the Roblox chat, who created God? And the other person responded, God's mother. Even though this is false, God does not have any children nor parents. The person who believed in God definitely did not know. But I would mock that answer, right? But, and I was at like a very low point. I was sad. I was not disciplined. I was not very motivated. I was lazy. I became depressed, even for a time. But Allah does not punish people before He sends a warner. So He sent someone named Hamza Ahmed, who is not a Muslim himself. He's a self-improvement YouTube creator. I don't really watch him that much anymore. But he made videos about self-improvement. And I started watching them, I started getting onto self-improvement, I started to become more disciplined, going to the gym more, exercising more, meditating, doing these things that self-improvement guys do. But one thing that I was hearing from the videos is that religion is good. Hamza Ahmed right now is an atheist. But he was saying that religion brings benefits. Being a religious man is a good thing. And he said in one of his videos, like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 years ago, that he began to read the Quran again. So I started to think more about this, and I decided, you know what? Atheism might not be the best choice for me. Let's go to a slight level up. Okay. So let's say atheism is level, I don't know, like negative a billion. Let's like a slight level up to agnosticism, to being an agnostic. Agnosticism? I don't know how I said it. Agnosticism, I think? I don't know. But as time progressed, I started thinking that probably there is a God. You know, probably a God exists. I did more research on the evidences behind there being a God. The evidence is behind that, and then I became someone who believes in God, but without religion. But something very, very important was happening here. I was researching religion as well. Why? Well, I run a community on a platform called School, SKOOL, which is a platform where you can create communities, you can join communities, which pretty much in a community you can talk with the other members, you can watch courses, which teach you stuff. And I was in a community called Blackthorn. And someone made a post asking what religion people were. And I said that I was an atheist. And I asked, which religions should I explore first? The creator of that community, Ali Ibrahim, told me Islam and Christianity. I bought the Bible and the Quran, and I started reading, started researching. Even after I accepted God, but just without being in a certain religion at that time, I still was reading, I was exploring different religions, not just Islam and Christianity, also a little bit of other religions. But there was a problem with this. There was a big, big problem with researching the religions. Why? I found it so boring for every single religion I had to research except Islam. Except Islam. I would read the Bible, okay? But it was like I couldn't read this. It was like King James version, I believe. It was like I had it open, but it was so like I couldn't read it. So I decided, okay, how about I just open the Quran, see if it's any different. So I opened the Quran from the back because Arabic is read right to left. So the pages were turned right to left. I was reading the English translation, but it had the Arabic in the corner. So the pages were supposed to be turned, you know, not like the opposite of how you normally do it. So I opened the book thinking that it was the beginning of the Quran, and it was the end. So the first couple of chapters that I read that I saw were the last couple of chapters. Before I realized that, wait, I'm reading it a little awkward. I believe the first chapter I ever saw, or I ever read, like in the English one, was, I think it was, like, in actual Quran book, I believe it was Surah Al-Falaq, chapter of the daybreak. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. And the chapter starts with قل, which means say. So I thought, I don't know why I decided to do this, but I just decided to say what was in the quotations. I said, I seek refuge in the Lord of the daybreak, and I continued until the end of this short chapter. And I enjoyed it so much. I like go throughout the Quran to see where I can find that word say again. And I looked it up. Where does it say like saying in the Quran? Like which places does it say that? And I was getting so obsessed with one word in the Quran. And when I started researching Islam more, and the Quran more, instead of only just one word, I actually read a little bit of the Quran. It made so much sense to me. It was so much Like it was so fun. It was so enjoyable to research. But it being fun does not dictate whether religion is true or false. It can be really fun to worship cows if you think that's fun, but that doesn't make it the correct religion. So I started researching and I found proofs for the religion. Evidences. That should have been enough that I would accept it right on the spot. But there was a problem. I was too arrogant. I was too stuck in my old ways of being arrogant and being so, like, stuck in my beliefs, so stubborn to change my beliefs. So I wouldn't change. But I started thinking that maybe Islam is the truth. Then it became more like almost a 50-50, like 50-50 whether Islam is the truth, I thought. But then I remember the moment. I was in my dad's friend's house in Canada, and I was thinking about this. And I was like, with all these proofs, all these evidences, Islam is probably the truth. Probably? Like, I had so much proof. I did a good amount of research. I had more than enough proof to be certain that Islam is the truth. But arrogance does something that makes someone not accept the truth, no matter how many evidences they've been given. But later on, do you remember that platform I told you called School, SKOOL.com, where it has different communities that you can talk with people, you can you can learn from the communities. I joined a community that was an Islamic community. And the person that created it, he asked me, like, why aren't you Muslim yet? And I thought about that question. Why wasn't I a Muslim yet? I was thinking, and I had no idea. I actually was clueless. So I told him, like, I don't know, I'm clueless. So he made a video for me. This video might have been the best video I ever watched. He said that these are the whispers of Shaitan, of the devil. And he told me pretty much that I should accept Islam. So I thought about it, considered it, and I said, okay, now I accept that Islam is the truth. That moment, I was thinking, like, it would be such a big thing to accept this, but it was actually pretty easy. I was like, I just thought about it for a moment, and then accepted it. Later that day, I became Muslim. And that moment, wallahi, I will never forget that I will never forget that before the day that I die. The amount of joy that I felt. SubhanAllah. I don't think I've ever felt that much joy in my life. So I began doing more research into Islam, taking it more seriously. I learned all the prayers pretty quickly because I already knew Fajr before I became Muslim. So the rest of them are very easy to learn after you've already known one. And then I started taking life more seriously. I knew that my actions will be judged and that I'll be rewarded so much if I do good, and I'll be punished if I do enough evil. So I had already been working to try to help fix the world, to try to make a difference in the world, to fix the world, to fix the system. But that day that I became Muslim, January 5th of 2025, things completely changed. My desire to want to fix the world, to make a good impact, to help people, became so much more. I wanted to make an actual good impact on the world. It's not just I want it for power, for status, or for money, or because it will make people feel a little bit good in the long term. No, I actually wanted it for the sake of the one who created the heavens and the earth. Now, I didn't want all the money rewards that came with it, all the authority and leadership that came with it. That came with fixing the world. Of course, I want a good amount of money so I can sustain myself, but I didn't care as much for it. I just actually wanted to make a good impact. And now I wanted money to help the world even more. Not because I just want to spend it on myself and get like a giant house. No. I don't even want a giant house when I get older. I want a house that's comfortable, that's medium to small size. It just has everything that we need. That's like the ideal life, right? With no like big leadership responsibility. Of course, I'm taking the leadership to try to fix the world because I genuinely think that if I work hard enough, Allah will open the doors of success for me. And I think that He'll probably allow me to fix the system. I hope that He will. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. Do you realize how much success that we could get if we fix the world? And it becomes even more for me. It becomes way more of a desire for me because I know if I fix the world, Allah can reward me with things beyond my imagination. So I begin working and working. And look at the success that we have. Is it much? Have we fixed the world? Have we made nukes just stop? Have we combined all countries into one? Have we made peace all over the world? No. No, not yet. Not yet. But the effort is being made and made and made and made. And the patient ones, they will be the successful. They will be the successful. So if you're a patient, if we stay patient, we keep working to fix the world, we keep working to fix the world will be fixed. Allah has guided me so much. So many times where I was in darkness and He brought me to the light. So many times, there was one time I was considering becoming Shia. There's two like sects of Islam. One of them isn't a sect at all. It's Sunnism, which is the correct understanding, and then there's another sect called, and then there's a sect called Shiaism. These are like the two main, people call them sects. I was so close to becoming a Shia, but Allah saved me from that and made me firm upon the truth. So in the same way, perhaps this world is going through so much darkness, chaos. Perhaps He will bring this world to the light. And He will eventually. But I hope that we can live to witness it. And my final message to you is to work hard to make improvements to the world. Work hard and stay upon truth wherever you find it, even if it goes against your previous beliefs. And fix the system. For indeed, the system's broken, so must be fixed.
لا إكراه في الدين قد تبين الرشد من الغي فمن يكفر بالطاغوت ويؤمن بالله فقد استمسك بالعروة الوثقى لا انفصام لها والله سميع عليم. الله ولي الذين آمنوا يخرجهم من الظلمات إلى النور والذين كفروا أولياؤهم الطاغوت يخرجونهم من النور إلى الظلمات أولئك